For this problem, I'm going to jump to and focus mostly on the last part about forming a confidence interval for the mean. But before I do that, I just want to point out that these tests for normality, like drawing the normal probability plot, getting that correlation coefficient, testing for outliers, I would strongly suggest using StatCrunch to do those things. And I do have a video of a very similar problem I will link in the description if you'd like to see that part. But let's say you're here at the last part and you would prefer to use your calculator to find the 95% confidence interval for the mean age at which a baby first crawls. So for this, we're going to go to our calculator, and since we have data, we need to first give the calculator this data. To give the calculator the data, we can go to Stat, press Enter for Edit, and type that data into the list. And you can see that it's going to take a minute. It's not a very long list, but it might be to the point that you would prefer to continue using StatCrunch. And if so, then watch that other video that I'll link in the description. I'm going to finish this list, being very careful not to mistype like I almost did there. And once I've finished that list, now I can go back to Stat, over to Test, and I want to select number 8, TInterval. This time my input is data, and it is stored in list 1, and its frequency is 1. By default, most of those things right here are always going to be the same because you'll usually use list 1, and you will have every value listed once, so its frequency will be 1. You may need to change the C-level or confidence interval, but by default, again, it's at 0.95 or 95%, so that one's good. So everything else is set up and ready to go to calculate. And this is where we get the confidence interval. So between this lower bound 31.31 to this upper bound 44.53. And as I've pointed out in other videos, make sure that you're using the answer choice with the right language as well. We always want to make statements such as we are 95% confident that, and then the rest of your problem. We never want to use phrases like there's a 95% probability. We know that's not the case. This percentage is not a probability. And we were asked around to 1 decimal place for this particular problem. So again, if you're thinking that was a little bit too much typing into the calculator, you may want to just continue using StatCrunch. Check out that link in the description if you want to see that one.